everyone. I am so excited. I am really excited about bringing on my next guest. And we're all live on Facebook. And we're also, I want to say hi to everybody out there. So like us and follow us. I'm trying to get myself organized here as well. At the same time, I have with me a financial planner. I have Lane Martinsen, and he's an author of his new book. It's The Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution. And it happens to be Amazon's #1 new release in the financial engineering area of there. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and, you know, the book, why you wrote the book, okay?
Yes, thank you, Carol. It's great to be here. I teach retirement planning, and I've been a financial advisor for many years, starting back in 1988. And so I've seen a lot of change, and I've watched not only our world and our economy change, but also the financial institutions and financial products, and there's just been a lot of change that's going on. So I was thinking about this book for probably about 3 years before, thinking I really should write this book, and so I finally took the time. I did it, and
it's great. I want to ask you something. You have found what have you found common concerns to those that are approaching retirement age?
Well, everyone wants to make sure that they don't run out of money in retirement, right? I mean, that's the big thing and we actually live longer nowadays than we used to live, and so longevity is really what we would consider a risk multiplier, because you need your money to last you longer. There are more things that could potentially go wrong that could disrupt your financial plan, and so making sure that you have enough money to last you throughout your entire retirement is really, anyone who's getting ready to transition into retirement, that is certainly something on their mind.
It's a scary thought.
Yeah, right.
Now, if it's okay with you, I'd like to open up the lines to the audience, because what we're going to do is we're going to let everybody we've got 5 people that are going to win a book. Okay?
Yep.
And you can go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon.com. You can go to Barnes & Noble. It's also in Kindle, you said?
Right.
And actually, it's Amazon's #1 new release in the financial engineering area of Amazon. But you can call in here and get it from me. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I'm going to ask you something right off of nothing. I got to do it to you, okay?
Sure.
Why did you call it the Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution?
Yeah, it's a good question. I struggled with how do I title this book. My first choice was actually Achieving Gamma. Now that sounds, no one really would know what that means, and it kind of suggests that it's maybe a real technical, difficult book, but it's just the opposite. And so, but if I could had one word that would describe the benefit or the message of the book, it is how to have more income in retirement. And the technical word for that is gamma. So, not to get lost in financial terminology here, but there was a study done by the academics of Vanguard, and this was done back in 2001. It's called Advisor Alpha Study. It's a very well-known study, and they wanted to quantify, and they wanted to say, how much value does a financial advisor actually bring to someone versus someone trying to do things on their own. And they were able to document that it's the advisor alpha, or the added value is 3% over their lifetime as far as the rate of return. And so, of course, a lot of advisors were happy about that to kind of justify their existence, whatnot.
Right.
But it's a very well documented and known study. But there's a more recent study that was done by the academics of Morningstar. It's called the Alpha, Beta, and now Gamma study. And the purpose of the study was to quantify the value of holistic planning. Okay, so the Vanguard study, the Advisor Alpha study, was purely dealing with an investment portfolio, right? So holistic planning is taking into account all of the different components that go into your financial life. And when you with proper planning, you create efficiencies. What is the value? What is the financial value? And the study came out that you can achieve 22.6% more income in retirement with good holistic planning.
And this book will help somebody understand how they, through working with, let's say, someone like you, can create more wealth in their retirement, correct?
Well, yes, it's about it's making the most of what they have.
Okay.
So it's protecting against the risks, taxes. There's many different things that we call inefficiencies. It's kind of, you lose money unknowingly and unnecessarily. You kind of have this bucket with holes leaking out. And when we can plug those holes and make your money and your income plan more efficient, you actually end up having a lot more money to spend.
Perfect. That's what I wanted you to explain. And we've got our lines open here. 5 people are going to win this book. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You could check it out on his website. You can also get more information there about the book. It's Martinsen, Martinsen, wealth.com. You could get it at Amazon. And exactly right now, it is on Amazon's #1 new release in the financial engineering area of their books, and you can get it in Kindle, you can get it in Barnes & Noble, but you can get it in by calling here free at 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And I have to say something. The people that listen to this show, there are a lot of older people. We're all thinking about, like you said, what is it? Once you start turning a certain age, all of a sudden, even me, and I never would have in my life thought I would think about all of these things. And it comes to me too, where we're thinking, okay, well, what am I going to do when I get, right? What's going to happen if? And I want you to kind of also explain to them what holistic planning, like you said before, you said that I want you to reiterate what it really is.
Right. So holistic planning, it's going beyond just the investment portfolio, right? There's many different components that are going to make up your financial life. Of course, there's Social Security timing and strategies. There's Social Security taxation, which can be prevented if you're positioned properly. There's the order of liquidation. If you have a brokerage account or you have a 401k or maybe an IRA, the order in which you take income can make a very big difference on how on the efficiencies. Your house, your mortgage, long-term care. There's all the things that would go into an income stream or things that could potentially threaten that income stream is what holistic planning is all about. And it really is revolutionary, not only because of our world has changed and the environment that we're in has changed, but financial tools have changed a lot. And so there's been a lot of innovation and things that a lot of folks just aren't aware of.
Well, I'll tell you something. He wrote the book to help you guys out there, and that's what he wanted to come here today, is to talk about this book. Making the good use out of what you already have, right? And again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in. We've got 5 people that are going to win. You can get it at Amazon.com. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Kindle if you want. It is Amazon's #1 new release in the financial area. We've got our lines open here. Keep on calling. I know people love these books. They love them. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Keep on calling. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we want to talk further. I got to ask you something, and it's going to be off the cuff. I know you don't want it, but I got to do it, okay?
Okay, sure.
So when someone reads this, okay, how I want you to talk to them. Why read it? What's it going to do for them?
Well, it's going to empower them with knowledge.
There you go.
And insights to know when they, there's a big transition when you're approaching retirement. There's a lot of things to consider. And so this is going to give them kind of a non-biased, broad overview of everything that they should be considering.
Right. And it's a holistic approach to retirement planning. And that's a new way of doing things, right?
Yes, and it's a kind of a new breed of advisors. It's a smaller percentage that are true holistic planners, but there's a lot of value and additional income that can be created through holistic planning.
It's called the Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution. Lane G. Martinsen is spelled Martinsen. We've got our lines open here. Yes, you can get it on Amazon. You can go to Barnes & Noble. But guess what? You can get it for free for me. Just all you have to do is call in here. We've got 5 people that are going to win. Keep on calling. I know you guys like this. If the lines are busy, just keep on calling. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. If you want to learn a little bit more about the book, you can go up on his website. It's martinsenwealth.com, and that's spelled Martinsen, Martinsen, wealth.com, and check it out there. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I really want to dive deep a little bit more into it, and I'm going to help you do that. Okay. Again, our number is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We all want to make sure that we have enough money to when we retire, and we're starting to think about it. All of us baby boomers out there are thinking about it right now, so keep on calling 602-277-5369. So welcome back, everyone. And we are talking with Lane Martinsen. He's a financial advisor. He's also the author of his new book. It's called The Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution. You could check it out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. You can get it there. It's their #1 new release in financial engineering in that area. And guess what? You can call in here. We're going to get everyone. 5 people are going to win a book. Our number here is 6. I'll get it out. I'm having trouble talking right now. 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We've been talking a little bit about the book. Right. And it's, I love financial books because, we're also on a financial station, so the people kind of get it. Before we were talking at the break, I want to talk to you about how you believe that traditional financial advice that is given today is outdated. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of advice that's still being given very routinely that it really originated from the 80s and the 90s. And there are financial firms and advisors who they've been kind of given the same message for the last couple of decades. And so, I can give you some examples. It's long been thought, the importance of contributing into tax-deferred retirement accounts. And so our 401ks, our IRAs, tax-deferred. Now, everyone likes a tax deduction, but now when we do retirement planning, we're kind of got to look to the future, and we want to anticipate, well, what could threaten our money here. And so if we have a whole bunch of money that is yet to be taxed, it's essentially infested with taxes. And so taxes today are historically low, and my feeling is that it's probably the lowest we'll see taxes for a lot of reasons. In the future, we expect taxes to be higher. Our huge debt and deficit, the interest rates that are low now that are likely to increase over time, it all adds to a lot of pressure on our already stressed financial system. And so there's going to be pressure for taxes to increase in the future. It's likely. And so when you have money in a 401k, for example, and let's say you're looking at your statement and you see the dollar amount and you think that that's your nest egg, right? The reality is you don't know how much of that you're going to be able to spend because you don't know what the tax rates are going to be in the future. And so how much tax do you owe? Whatever the tax rates happen to be in the year that you take a distribution. And so it could easily be a lot less than people are thinking. And so with holistic planning, one of the key things that we do is we strive to accomplish what we call a tax-free retirement. And the only way that can be done is through good planning. It's usually a multi-year strategy with Roth conversions and different things where we actually position the assets such that they're isolated from future taxes.
Well, this book is going to teach you that. That's what it's all about. He wants to get the word out with you by helping you be able to read about it. And that book is called The Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution. You can get it at Amazon.com. It's their #1 new release in financial engineering. And but you can call in here. We've got 5 people that are going to win. So we want everyone to call in, and we'll probably give a couple extras if we decide. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can go on his website and get some more information about it. It's Martinsen, Martinsen Wealth.com, and you can go and check it out there. It is all about, well, I like the way that you put it. It is making the most out of what you already have.
Exactly.
You know, what about somebody who's like me that doesn't have as much? Can we still work with you? Can we still read this book?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, whatever you have. I mean, you're going to have probably Social Security. You may have your house with equity. All of those things are very important. You know, there's things that have really changed a lot. For example, mortgages and reverse mortgages. That's not something I do, but it's part of a holistic plan.
They are actually good for in the financial world today, correct?
Yes, and a lot of people have made up their mind on certain things from the past, and where they've actually evolved, and things that were, for example, reverse mortgage, may have had some negative components to it in the past. They've actually changed and evolved, and they're actually become very powerful tools for people to access equity in their house. But it's got to be done. It's not for everybody, and every situation is unique, and that's where holistic planning comes in. Other things that are outdated, in my view, are mutual funds. Most people's investments are in mutual funds. And the mutual fund, it originated in like the 1920s, right? And so it's really outdated technology, is what I would say. And the reason is because of it has inherent tax inefficiencies. It's opaque in nature, and so it's hard to know what's going on inside of a mutual fund. There's new things such as ETFs and exchange-traded funds where they're completely transparent. You know exactly what the costs are, and they're just more efficient. And so there are new things. You just don't want to underestimate the power of innovation. In the 21st century, there's been all kinds of innovation, and people just aren't maybe as aware of what's going on in the financial world.
Well, we want you to be aware, and that's what he's talking about. That's what he wants to do, is get this book out to everybody. We've got our lines open here. 5 people are going to win. The number is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. The book is called The Holistic Retirement Planning Revolution. Lane G. Martinsen, Martinsen. If you want to go look at it at Amazon, you can do it there. You can go to Barnes & Noble. It can be on Kindle as well. You can also go up on his website. It's martinsenwealth.com, and you can get a little bit more information about it there. Call in here. You're going to get it from me for free. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Books like this are so helpful. A lot of people do think they have to have money in order to have a financial planner, but that's not necessarily the case. Is that true?
Well, no. I mean, we love to help anybody, and,
right.
And knowledge is powerful. So it's a very low-cost way to get a lot of good information.
Why do you think that there's so much confusing and conflicting information out there?
That's a great question. So the financial industry, you really kind of have to understand how it was made up. You've got two major schools of thought. You have those who come from what I call, in the book I classify any type of investment where you can lose money in some type of market risk is involved. I refer to that as red money, or red money tools, financial tools, and red money advisors. And then you have on what we call green tools, which have no market risk, or they come with guarantees, financial products like annuities, life insurance, and so forth. And you tend to have advisors who specialize in one or the other, and so there can be bias involved. There can be conflicts, trying to emphasize the highlights of one and de-emphasize the other side. What's kind of the new breed of financial advisor, or at least the holistic retirement planner type of advisor that you really should have, is someone who is experienced and equipped with all the financial tools available. And so it's not about which one's right. It's what's right for you and what combination. And so it's leveraging the strengths of the different types. And so it's really going to be the right combination for each person.
Right. And so it starts with a story. I mean, everybody has one. And that's what you talk to them about, right? When they talk to you, it starts with a conversation, correct?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's just getting to understand who they are, what their goals are, what their financial needs are, what assets do they have, and then it's, then the plan comes together.
And he wants to tell everybody that you can read this book and start to learn a different approach.
Yes.
A much better approach it might be. And you won't know until you actually read the book, right?
Right. We've just had phenomenal feedback so far.
Tell them what they said
on the book.
Yay.
Yeah, so it's a very, very non-biased book. It covers, myself, I'm a fiduciary advisor, so which is really the highest standard as far as having the client's best interest at stake. But I actually have other advisors around the country who have been started to buy this in bulk because it communicates so well the differences between the two and how holistic planning really works.
It's a great book. It's a great book because it not only helps, well, my gosh, it helps the person out there, the layman person like me, understand another approach. And I think that's a great way that you put this. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of financial advisors that are a little bit stauncher, a little bit older, right? And they have their way.
Yeah.
There's another way, right? A holistic way.
Right, yeah. If there's anything that's constant, it's change, right? There's been a lot of change in our economy and in our financial products. I'll tell you that the advice given in the past, if given today, would be considered bad advice. It's a different set of circumstances, different set of rules.
Call in here, get the book from me for free. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.
If I traded